Patek Philippe have released 8 new watches, 4 of which are new Nautiluses. What have they done different, and what is pretty much the same? Let's find out. Let's start with what will be, let's be honest, the most talked about watch. The 5811 1G. I guess it doesn't look like much has changed since the discontinuation of the 5711, but there are some differences. The first thing to point out is that this watch is not steel. It is full white gold, so it's heavier, that's for sure. As is often the case, the heavier the watch, the bigger the price tag, and this is no exception. This watch is over £56,000. What else is new then? Well, the case diameter of this 5811 is a millimeter bigger than the 5711. This is now a 41 millimeter watch. And we're back to a blue dial, which has a gradient to black at the outer edges. Also, the clasp has been updated, so you have an adjustment option. So if you need to make the watch bigger or smaller, you can do by up to 4 millimeters. What hasn't changed? Well, the movement is exactly the same as what was housed in the 5711 between 2019 and 2021. The overall look and feel hasn't changed a whole bunch. Yes, there are subtle tweaks, but this move is very Patek-like, just small changes here and there. What do I think? Well, I think Patek will make a lot of money from this watch. It's now double what the steel version, well, the 5711 was. So yeah, they're going to make a lot of money. And I say that because it's going to be a very desirable watch. It will probably be most talked about and most people will want this watch. I imagine the grey market value of this watch will triple, quadruple, I don't know, stick your finger in the air, like who knows. No doubt another fan favourite, the 5712R. What is new? Well, the entire watch is now rose gold, the bracelet included, whereas previously we just had the case. Now the case and the bracelet are full rose gold, which is new for a 5712R. The clasp has also been updated for the adjustment setting option. This watch from your local AD is just over £66,000, and I'm guessing it's going to likely trade for 250, 300k at a guess. Also, this 5712R gets a new dial color. This is the sunburst brown, probably going to be called the chocolate dial in the future. And what can I say? The fade to the black edges makes this watch look so good to look at, and especially matched with the full rose gold, it looks beautiful. What hasn't changed about this watch? Well, the case spec is the same as that of the steel version, so 40 millimeter case diameter. The height of the watch is the same. I think it's 8.52 millimeters, so very similar, and the movement is also the same as well. What do I think? Well, this is my favorite watch of all 8 watches Patek have put out. I'm very happy that Patek have decided to put a metal bracelet on the 5712R, because for me, the crocodile strap or the rubber strap, it doesn't really do it for me. So very happy that it's now a full precious metal watch. The combination of the rose gold Pantone and the brown sunburst dial is fantastic. And from the videos that I've seen of this watch, it probably looks a little bit nicer than the Rolex Daytona chocolate dial, perhaps. I'd need to see it, of course, but look, let's be honest, this is a beautiful watch. Next up is the 5990. Patek's chronograph travel time is back. What can I say? I mean, the 5990 does what the 5990 does best. It tells the time, of course, the date, a second time zone. You can see if it's night or day on each time zone, and it has the flyback chronograph function as well. What is new? Well, looking at it, not a lot. The dial color is new. It is a blue, and it kind of looks like a dark, deep blue. I don't know if it's just because it's on this 5990 that it looks a little bit darker, but it is new in comparison to the black that we've previously seen. It does have the 2 to 4 millimeter adjustment on the clasp for if the weather conditions require you to make the watch bigger or even smaller. What hasn't changed? Well, the case diameter is still 40.5 millimeters, and all the features of the 5990 are still there, of course. Nothing has changed, including the movement. What do I think? You don't really need to change this watch, let's be honest. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm kind of glad that Patek haven't done much with it, except the blue dial change. I just think don't change something that is pretty much perfect. I just do wonder though if, I guess this might be overshadowed by the other 2 watches that we've previously just mentioned. Hopefully not. Hopefully it won't get overshadowed. And as far as this watch goes aesthetically, I like the 5990 because it's symmetrical and it just ticks a box in my mind. I like it. The 5712, while it is beautiful, it's just OCD, I don't know, but the 5990 is beautiful, and you can get one for just about £55,000 from your local AD if you're lucky enough. Last of the Patek Nautilus releases in 2022 is the 7118 1300R. Now, this 7118 is considered to be a lady's watch, but I refuse to accept that. It's unisex, because do you know what? I'd wear this. And do you know what? If you got offered this, you probably would as well. A few reasons why it might be considered a ladies' watch is because it is 35mm in case diameter. The dial is called the wave motif dial, and Patek refer to it as the undulating wave dial. I guess it kind of looks like waves, but also probably because of the 79 Spessa-type gems that are fixed onto the dial and the bezel. We see 11 of the stones on the dial, and wrapping around the bezel we see 68 gemstones, and they do look great. I love the gradient that you get from the 12 to the 6. Looks beautiful. The bezel of this 7118 does remind me of the Rolex Pearl Master that has a very similar color gradient around the bezel with those stones. That watch is also rose gold. I do also like the placement of the date window on the dial of this watch. I like that it sits very nicely at 6 o'clock, right bang in the middle of the dial, because it's another tick in the OCD box. And look, let's be honest, in the 7118 range, pretty much all the watches are very blingy, they're eye-catching, they are not subtle or discreet, so if you are going to wear one, just be careful. Having said that, interestingly, this watch is the joint most expensive of these 4 new Nautilus releases. This is £66,670 from your local AD. Good luck getting one. I hope you do. And I hope you enjoyed this very quick overview of the 4 new releases of the Nautilus range. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.